today's episode, you're going to hear me bust some myths. I also wanted to bust some rhymes, but I'm just clearly not good at it. So if we go back to myth busting, I was specific about busting myths about Instagram, and I did it in front of 4,000 business owners at Social Media Marketing World 2020. In this keynote, I discussed the stories that people are often telling themselves about Instagram and the myths that are holding them and maybe you back in business. So I stood on this stage with a brand new keynote, and JD said, "Girl, it sounded like you showed up with a bazooka to a knife fight." And I was like, I had things to say, boo. I had things to say. So that's right. I called a few people out. In fact, I did something that I had never done on a keynote before. I took a live question in the middle of the presentation, and I said, "Somebody throw me out any career that you do, and I'll share with you the content you should be posting on Instagram." Whoa, that was like handing me a grenade. I didn't know what people were going to say. I didn't know what business I was going to do a live critique of, like right there on the fly. If you guys want to hear how things fared, well, you're going to have to keep on paying attention. After that, in addition to the live keynote that was brand new, in addition to just taking and doing workshops live in front of 4,000 people, like going through content ideas, we also go through a flash fire power punched Q&A where I answer questions that range everything from photo editing, how long IGTV videos should be, creating posts that foster connection for businesses that really don't have a face to a brand, like maybe they have a team, and a whole lot more. So be sure to listen to the very end because you know the Q&A is where it's at, baby boo. You know that's my jam. You know that's what I love. You know that's what I'm here for. Let's dive in.
Who's ready for Jasmine Star? No. I said, who's ready for Jasmine Star? Then Social Media Marketing World, I need you to give a big warm welcome to the one, the only, and the beautiful Jasmine Star. Good job.
Hello, San Diego. Okay, so I'm sitting in the front row, and the energy of the room is a little off to me. Now, for those of you who don't know who I am, let me just tell you, born and raised in California, and what they say about us is true. We're woo, we're full of crunchy, we talk about our feelings. So what I'm gonna ask you to do is a big favor that will likely annoy you, but I gotta shift it up, right? Because if things aren't working in our favor, first lesson, you gotta change what you're doing. Because if you're always doing the same thing, you will only ever get the same result. So what I'm gonna ask us to do, and this is completely unplanned, is could you guys just please stand up? Yes. Because in this moment, we're standing in San Diego, California. And in this moment, you could be in a cubicle. You could be in traffic. You could be dropping your kids off at school, but instead, you out here social media ready, right? Yes. And on that moment of true grounding, I would like you to take a look back at the emergency exits that are in the room. They're denoted by the green signs. Please take a seat. I asked you to notice the emergency exits because that is where I would like you to leave your supplications, aspirations, your questions, your judgment, your hopes there. Because on the outside, I don't know about you, but I have gone to conferences where everyone is like, have you seen my social following? I had a video go viral. My newsletter list, it'll make your mom cry. Not here. I don't want that here. Because it's so often that what we do at events like this and oftentimes in life is we create a totem pole of success. People who have more, do more, smaller waist, bigger hair, nicer car, private jet, keys to the 90210 house, and they way up here. And then there are people who just getting started, single mom, side hustle, bless his heart, down here. And the crazy thing that I noticed that we do this in life and we do this in business and we also do it on Instagram.
Who has a lot of followers? You see how many people that person gets when they go live? What's their engagement rate on their stories? But the thing I want to bring us down here today is to let you know that today is different. What I want us to do in this room is take the totem pole on Instagram, take the totem pole of success, turn it on its side, wrap it around this room so we can look at people across from us and to the left and to the right and say, you and me, we're going to do something different because we're going to do it together. Thank you. Thank you. Dale Carnegie, who's much smarter than I am, said your business will go farther being genuinely interested in 2 other people instead of trying to get 200 people interested in you. Today, can you be interested in 2 other people? Because those are the people, not me, not Mike, not George, not anybody on the stage. It's the person who you meet standing in line for the bathroom. It's the person you meet who's like, do you have any extra hand sanitizer? That's the person who's going to help you do the thing you want to do in life, business, and on Instagram. Can I get an amen? Good. Now we back in here. I'm slowly shifting the energy. Have you guys noticed? So I'm going to start with this real question because we're about to get in the meat of the presentation. I don't talk fast. You listen slow. Y'all get the recording. You can watch it on repeat at half the speed. What if I told you that today you could get more Instagram followers? You could turn them into raving fans, and you could turn those fans into repeat customers. As if that wasn't enough, I'm going to be the QVC of social media marketing world and let you know, but wait, there's more. Because what if I could tell you can get more followers, turn them into fans, and turn them into repeat customers, and it would be free. And it wouldn't take forever, and you don't need a lot of followers to begin with. Are we here for it? Yes. That's my promise to you. My promise to you is that today you will get a step-by-step framework on how to do this very thing the minute you pass the green exit signs. Because if you go into a hallway and you immediately feel less than, change that, go into stories, and be the captain of your ship. Be the master of your destiny. The next 25 minutes, your wish is my command. You will have a clear plan when you walk out. So for half the room, 75% of the room, 99% of the room, you might not know who I am, and I am here for it. My name is Jasmine Starr, and I'm a photographer and business strategist from Newport Beach, California. Together with my husband and business partner, we're co-founders of Social Curator, a monthly social media membership that empowers business owners to build a brand and market it on social media. But for anybody who's completely unfamiliar, you have to understand why this crazy Latina is standing on stage telling you Instagram is the way to do it. But I have news for you. Instagram didn't make me, and Instagram won't break me. The things I will be talking about today can be applied to any aspect of social media. The story for me starts in 2005. In order to understand why I walk on this stage with utter and complete humility is because I know where I come from. I'm a nobody trying to do something for somebody. So I, during this time in 2005, am tired, stressed, and wildly overwhelmed. I'm in law school. I'm a first-generation college student, first-generation Latina, daughter of an immigrant who got a scholarship to go to UCLA Law School. And when I was there, I was so depressed. But I looked around and everybody else was tired, stressed, and overwhelmed. And I was like, well, I guess this is law school. It wasn't until I got a call from my father in my first year of law school that my mom had a relapse with brain cancer. And let me tell you, that news just rocked my world. My mother was and is my everything. And so in addition to being tired, stressed, and overwhelmed, I had a coming to. I had a reckoning. My mom was 50 years old and I was 25. And I thought to myself, is this it? Is this all I have? In that moment, I realized that life was short. My mother was no longer asking herself about the things that she did. She was asking herself why she didn't do the things she had always dreamt about doing. And that was the moment that I said, that's it. I refuse to live a half life. I refuse to have my past dictate my future. So my brand new husband, he asked me, if you could do one thing for the rest of your life and be happy, what would it be? And I looked across from him in our tiny, terrible, totally ghetto apartment of Los Angeles, and I said, I want to be a photographer. He's like, okay, you don't have a camera? If I got one, I think I could do it. January 1st, 2006, I opened my very first digital camera. And let me tell you something, I was terrible. I was so bad, I couldn't even offer my services for free. That's true, that's facts. My dad is a pastor in East Los Angeles, California, and members of his congregation said no. God still hasn't forgiven them. Okay, so I just did what anybody who has no money, no experience, no credentials would do. I go to Google. I'm going to teach myself how to become a photographer. And lo and behold, by 2009, voted one of the top 10 wedding photographers. 2010, top 10 most influential photographers. And by 2012, voted most socially influential photographers. And at this point in the story, thank you. But I'm going to go back to the thing I started with. That is nothing. The awards are nothing. Here's why. People often say, how did that happen? How did you, when you opened your camera, put the battery in the wrong way and then all of a sudden get awards? Because people who cheered, thank you, I see you, I honor you. And there's another group of people who are like, I eat lemons for breakfast. I don't know about this girl. I know. I was unqualified, but let me one-up you. Not only was I unqualified, I was unfunded, I was undereducated, I was underconnected. I didn't know a single person in my 25 years of life who had ever started a business. I had nothing. So when you say I had no business starting a business, I agree, but I did it anyway. That is why when people say, Jasmine, what it is that you do, I empower people to believe that impossibilities are possibilities in disguise. So that when you come up to me after and you say, Jasmine, I am a one-armed farmer from Indiana and I want to do underwater basket weaving, I say, okay, we're gonna do this. Because we are the crazy ones. We are the one who have the audacity to double down on our dreams. We are the one who gets on planes, comes and sits in conference rooms. We are the one who take the little bit of money that we have and we buy these tickets in faith that the thing we're going to learn today is going to change our future and our children's future. May our future generations stand on our shoulders because we had the courage to believe. So, you can just tell, I'm a keyboard warrior. I'm writing out these things. Life is short. Wake up. What do you want to do? Stop caring what they say. And these opinions started getting featured on crazy outlets like USA Today and MSNBC and Forbes. And just 2 months ago was named an entrepreneur's go-to guide for social media presence. I say all of these things not because I think I'm cute, smart, funny, witty, rich, popular, cool. I am definitely not an influencer. I am not charming, lucky, talented, or endearing. I am none of those things. And yet I was able to beat the odds. Why? I built a brand. And that is what I want to talk to you about today. And the good news about all of this is I am going to make a big, bold statement that might rub you a certain way. The fastest way to grow on Instagram is to build a brand. You want more followers? Build a brand. You want more engagement? Build a brand. You want more sales? Build a brand. You want more customers? Build a brand. What I'm going to walk through today is not just about Instagram. Thank you, sweet baby Jesus, that people have put me in the Instagram category, but if you look at any other of my social media outlets, I'm doing the same thing. So if you're in here like, I just don't like Instagram, I'm all about TikTok. Good, boo-boo, build a brand there too. So the stuff I'm talking about, we can apply these other things. I'm going to use Instagram as the example. Now let's go back to my best friend who doesn't know he's my best friend, Seth Godin, and he defines a brand as a set of expectations, memories, stories, and relationships that account for a consumer's decision to choose one product or service over another. Why do you buy Starbucks instead of Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf? Why do you buy Nikes instead of Reeboks? Why do you shop at Macy's instead of Nordstrom? You have your own stories. You have your own reasons. And in a way, I've distilled this and I said, oh, we create experiences as business owners. Somebody once told me that a brand is what someone says about you when you walk out of a room. What is somebody saying about you when you walk out those doors? Can you parlay that onto Instagram? And I have very good news. You don't need money, experience, talent, education, or connections to build a brand. You need nothing except to do one thing. And the question I ask you is, can you make people feel something? Now, I know our lemon contingency, oh no. I didn't come here, Jasmine, to talk about my feelings. I came here for a strategy. I came here to know exactly what to do. So you need to tell me the strategy, because I'm going to tell you, Jasmine, I can't build experiences. I can't make people feel something because, and let me tell you, I've been around the block enough to know the top 3 excuses why you ain't want to do this. We're going to bring it out. We're going to turn this inside out. Excuse number 1, Jasmine, I have a small following. You see, you can do that because you have followers, but right here we're on the struggle bus and we just need to do what we do. Okay. My response to you is, there is somebody who has less and is doing more. And if people don't believe me, let me introduce you to a few curators like Stephanie, who has less than 2,000 followers, and she's done collaborations with Lululemon, Yoga Journal, Anatomy Trains. She does breath work. Talk about a niche of a niche. And she's working and collaborating and monetizing with big brands. Let me introduce you to Jamie, who has less than 1,500 followers, and she did not have money for print or social ads, but by social media, scored a free 6-page magazine feature worth $10,000 that's helping her booking clients. Let me introduce you to Laurel, who has 119 followers and a farmer in Missouri who used Instagram to connect with a local chef who will be using her produce and introducing her to other chefs. Let me introduce you to Leah with less than 2,300 followers. She quit her 9-to-5, she works from home, and she doubled her income. These are people who may or may not have less and are doing the thing that they want. So for anybody who says my following is too small, let me just read what Leah wrote. I show up as me, which has really resonated with my audience. It's like Jasmine says, a tiny step at a time to keep moving forward is all it takes. So it's not enough for me to say, look at them, because you can always say, well, that's them, not me. Is there anybody in the room, and I don't want to see the T-Rex, it's me. Is there anybody in the room who has less than 3,000 followers? Yeah, okay. Leave them up. Leave them up. If you're holding up your hand, I would like to do a quick run through of content that could be powerful on Instagram. Can you just yell out what your business does? Lawyer, law school dropout, hey, coming back. People on social and in life buy out of 2 emotions, pleasure or pain. How many in this room believe that what a lawyer is preventing is pain? I mean, when's the last time you're like, you know what I need right now? I need a lawyer. No, we're like, I need a lawyer. So social stories should be about casting, what is your name? Casting Jim as the person who's on the top of his mind. Many of us aren't following lawyers because we're like, let me talk to you about torts. We don't know about contract law. We want to know what he does in the office, who it's for, talking about successful cases, talking about thank you gifts that he sends to clients. When he goes on stories and he says, have you ever considered the time that this happened? And then you offer a solution for free and you're not invoicing them for $550 an hour. All of a sudden you become charming. These types of niche industries are the people that get the most attention. There's a dentist in New York who on TikTok is killing it, and he puts those onto Instagram stories. He's a dentist, and all he does is he takes his scalpel, he takes his mirror, does a little lip sync, and they go viral because dentists don't do that. Lawyers are buttoned up. Really? What would it look like for this lawyer to take his surfboard out on his dog? And he says the reason why he does this every morning is because he knows he's serving a higher purpose to help people who are hurting. We make people feel something. Excuse number 2, what, Jasmine, that won't work for me. You see, Instagram's out to get me, the algorithm. I don't know what to post. I have news for you. Neither do I. Yesterday, I had a conversation. This gentleman was talking to his friend. Oh, you have to meet Jasmine. She lives, eats, and breathes Instagram. Everything she does is Instagram. And I was like, No, it's not. I was like, I'm a girl from the hood who's taking free resources to get my business to where it wants to go. If you told me that riding a horse for 8 hours a day would get me to where I want to go, saddle up, boo-boo, here we go. This does not come easy to me. But I just look, it's free. I get to market my business. But if you, like me, have no idea what to post on the daily, I find a way to test my ideas in advance. If we think that the algorithm's out to get us, why not let our audience speak to us before we post? Number one way to test an idea of what you should be posting on stories, because stories disappear in 24 hours, is to test the visuals. What do people actually want to see? And what I'm about to show you right now is an example that I was doing during a promotional period during Halloween, but I wasn't sure which one I should be posting. So I recorded 3 stories in a matter of less than 5 minutes in my backyard, and I posted one every other day. And based on the analytics, how people responded, how many views, how long people watched, I was then able to say, oh, I know the copy I need to use for my Instagram post. And I know which story I should turn into an ad. Take the guesswork out of it. So how do you test the visual ideas? Step number 1, go into your backyard. Step number 2, record 2 to 3 stories. Step number 3, test one every other day. Test, no guess, guides you to the content you should be posting. Test idea number 2 to figure out how people are going to respond is you want to know how followers respond to a call for engagement. I don't know about you, but for many years, I was one of those people who's like, oh, I hope they like it. I hope they leave a comment. I hope my mom logs in and hooks a sister up today. How about we go into this notion that you can add engagement tools to your stories to learn what your followers want to engage with. I don't know if these are actually called engagement tools. I just named them that. You're welcome, Mark Zuckerberg. But these right here, highlighted on the screen, will talk to you about what your people want to see. So let's walk through an example of stories. I usually use stories in 3 to 4 sets. Number 1, I do an intro slide. Number 2, I add some insights into my day. I schedule my Instagram. I post on Instagram. I respond to comments. I tell people how long I'm sitting in there. Then I use an engagement tool. What would you like to learn next? Engagement has become very complicated because everybody's asking for it. These engagement tools, somebody can use one finger and press one button, and then they let us know what they want to see. So it's insight in for us. And every time somebody uses an engagement tool on your story, it indexes to the algorithm and lets Instagram know that that person is actually engaging with your story. So then the next time the person logs into the app, your stories might be shown sooner, or your post could be shown up in the feed. Incorporating these empowers Instagram to know, this person wants to watch more. So the question I have for you today is, when you walk out of those doors, will you take action today? I don't want you thinking about it. You must do. So let's walk you through an exact example of what we should be doing here at Social Media Marketing World. Number 1, greetings from sunny San Diego. Here, I would put the location tag so I can come up in San Diego stories and get discovered. Story number 2, I'm at Social Media Marketing World. Here, I would insert the hashtag for Social Media Marketing World so my stories could be seen. Story number 3, here are the top 3 things I've learned so far. Why? You are here. 4,000 of you, and there's millions of people, billions of people in the world, and you have access to something they want. Can you share it? Story number 4 would be to go in and talk about the things that you're learning to camera, because eye to eye creates connection. And story number 5, what do you see? An engagement tool. What's your number 1 question about social media? Guess what? Maybe 2 to 3% of the people who actually see this will actually leave a question. And when they respond, it turns into a DM. And when they DM, you respond back. Give. Never ask. Don't pitch them yet. So I just walked you through what those stories actually look like. And the question becomes today, will you do it? Because I will give you reasons for your success and not excuses, you can download this exact template. Use 1, use all 5, make it your own. I want you doing it today. Because what I want you to resist the temptation is, hey, I'm at Social Media Marketing World, hey! the Blair Witch Project. Why would I watch that? Taking a picture of my boxed lunch. Nom, nom, nom. Okay. With my girl and my latte. Okay. The stories you share should be of value, and that leads to my last and final point. Excuse number 3, why you are telling yourself you can't build a brand, but people in this room will. Jasmine, you see, I just don't have time to post. So busy. I wear 87 hats in my business. We all do. We do. But I'm about to deal something real straight and honest to you, so prepare your hearts. When you care more about creating value for your followers, you stop making excuses. Because my dad always said, you will find excuses or you will find reasons. Tell me why you can't and I will show you somebody who will. Because Instagram takes less effort when you're focused on helping your followers. When you take the focus off you and you think about what your follower wants to see, hear, or know from you, game over. I'm an introvert. I know people, they're like, what are you talking about? You need to be self-aware. No. This right here, I have like sandpaper in my mouth. I'm sweating profusely. I'm going to sanitize my hands after. Like I am like in it, right? I do this. I have the power to step on a stage when it's the last thing I want to do because it's not about me. I don't care if 99% of this room cannot stand me because there's 1% of this room who needs to hear what I say. So I show up for you. I get out of my way. I create content for you. Who needs to hear what I have to say today? I don't care if it's nobody because somebody in the hallway. So, a videographer, a security guard, the mom who's side hustling, the single dad, the college student, the person who got sent here by the company they work with and they can't stand that company. They're out here trying to get knowledge for their own business. I know you. I speak for you. And my question to you is, followers are probably not engaging because they don't know how. Think about this. I went to hashtag SMMW20. I wanted to see why people complain, why nobody's engaging. Real life example. We're at Social Media Marketing World with at Social Media Examiner in San Diego. Okay. This is a post. New post. Super excited about this session. Okay. Real life example. Ready for Social Media 20. Got my learning boots on and ready to get learned. Okay. That algorithm's out to get us. You know, the algorithm is math. The algorithm is agnostic. If you want real talk, the algorithm is the homegirl that looks at you and says, that outfit don't look right. If you're not getting engagement, it's because the content's not right. I'm not saying you're not good. I'm not saying your content's not good. You're not serving it up in a place of value. So I am not coming here without a solution. I can't say what I just did right now is a criticism. Oh, look what these people be doing. A critique is look what they're doing and how we can get better collectively. Because your goal is to offer value to your followers. Here's an example of what I think would be a value-driven contextual post. Can I share with you some of the best kept marketing secrets for free? That's the hook. They click, read more. I'm at Social Media Marketing World, and I want to share the top 3 best tips for marketing your business. Tip number 1, 2, and 3. Those come from you. For your industry, your followers, your value. Heck yes, I'm learning even more and can't wait to use these new strategies for our clients. Always staying ahead of the curve at Agency X. Which tip is your favorite? Asking for engagement. Let us know in the comments below so we can dig deeper into marketing your business. Thanks, Mom. It's like the one little clap. Yeah. Y'all, we show up thinking it's hard because we make it about us. Watch how easy it becomes when you write for them. So here's a review. We're about to get into Q&A. Now, I know a lot of people leave during Q&A, but this is where the rubber meets the road because we get super granular. How to build a brand on Instagram. Well, the fastest way to get what you want on Instagram is to create a brand. And a brand is an experience. And even though you want to talk about your feelings, that's okay. You got to make somebody feel something about you. A brand has nothing to do with lots of followers, influence, money, looks, importance. It has to do with making your followers seen being seen, being known, and having him look at you and say, other people could think you're weird, but like, you're my kind of weird. Perfect. I love this. A brand is how you make someone feel. So the thing I am begging of you is don't look for the tripwire. Don't look for the layered ad strategy. Don't look about the funnels that lead into retargeting, that leads into ads. Yes, that works, but it doesn't work if from the beginning you don't make them feel something. That's the one thing you walk out with today, is when you post, you ask yourself, does my dream customer, how does this make my dream customer feel? If your dream customer, when you look at your post, is but bored, don't post it. Knows nothing more about you, don't post it. Doesn't give any insight into your business, don't post it. That's the question that you ask. So how is it that we create these experiences? I want you testing your ideas on stories. I want you creating posts that offer value. I want to show the benefits of your expertise. Yes, you could show the coffee you're drinking, but talk about the coffee that you're drinking leads you to being a better lawyer. Talk about how you walking with your homegirl is a person who's keeping you accountable to your dream of starting a dog walking business. Talk about anything and loop it back to how it serves them. Respond to every comment. Let them know you see them, and you have to give the type of engagement that you want. People say, no one's leaving a comment on my Instagram. When is the last time you left a comment on somebody else's? It's a 10x rule. You want one comment? Go and leave 10 comments on 10 different accounts. You want 10 likes? Go and like 100 different posts from different accounts. It comes back to you. And when you leave a comment, can you leave a comment more than 4 words? Because 4 words are weighted differently in the algorithm than just a series of emojis or cute, fun, interesting. Listen, if somebody reads the comment and is like, is this a bot? Don't post the comment. Read, be thoughtful, because when people come back, they read and they are thoughtful. We're going to dive into just about 10 minutes of Q&A. I would be honored. We have microphones here, and there's a free-floating microphone. And I know it feels awkward, but this is where the magic starts. I am not a good presenter, but dang, can I talk it up about business. Hi, doll.
Hi, honey. Snap every single thing you said.
Thank you.
I saw you speak on a stage this big with like less than 100 people, but the numbers were flushed because that happens in San Diego. Girl, you're killing it. I just want to say I see you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Your journey and the way you've inspired me in my journey.
Thank you.
I got you.
Thank you.
Thank you for showing up.
Thank you.
We need more women like you, and I want to see you afterwards.
Thank you.
I'm in a white shirt, so it's hard to miss me.
I can't wait to talk to you after. I can't wait. Thank you so much for having the courage to be breaking the microphone phobia.
Right?
I appreciate it.
Right?
We have one. Thank you, doll. We have another question here, but I want to take a second and pause there. Because this right here is emblematic of what we go through on social media. Everything is shinier and prettier, and we worry that if we don't get 100 likes, we need to take down the post. I show up for the one person who's willing to like a post. I showed up, she said 100 people. I was like, dang, those are the good days, because I was showing up for people when it was 5. There's no way you step on a stage of this many people if you don't have the humility to speak to 1, 4, 6, for 4 to 6 years straight before anybody will ever look at your way. People say, oh, she was an overnight sensation that took 10 years to get here. If you're here and nobody's liking your Instagram, give the engagement that you want, do it for 10 years, and come back and let's have a conversation about that. Yes.
Hello, Jasmine. Thank you. So I had a question in regards to, I guess, platforms. So I know you're pretty active on all platforms, and with myself, I'm not a good photo person. I'm not good at photo editing. I'm not good at taking selfies.
So if we can have a second and we'll pause it there. If you would like to fight for your limitations, I will let you. But I do not believe that you are not a good photographer. I do not believe that you are incapable of taking a bad photo. I do not believe, because if we don't move past the point, anything I say in the rest of the answer won't matter. Because there's this little thing called YouTube, and there are millions of minutes to watch how to take a better photo and tutorials on how to use apps and filters to make the photo that you want. So I would like the question to be reframed if you would give me the honor of it.
Yes. Okay, so I'll reframe that. Would you recommend I work on my photo skills, or would you recommend I put more emphasis on something where I maybe have more strengths like video or writing? So I guess platform for specific wise there.
So IGTV, I am all about it. You will be seeing me post 3 to 4 times a week on IGTV. If video is your jam and copy is it, double down on that. What you have heard me say is, in 2016, I was standing on stages saying, your Instagram should look like a magazine. It should look like a museum. You're a curator. It should be beautiful. And now there's this boomerang effect. Nobody wants Instagram for perfection or beauty. What they want Instagram for is real. So I say post the real. I did not say post the ugly, right? Take 5 seconds and add a filter. It doesn't have to be great. It doesn't have to be Getty Images worthy. It has to be visually appealing. The platform, specifically on Instagram, and I see this heavily on LinkedIn too, is you have to have a scroll-stopping image. A scroll-stopping video. If anybody notices on my IGTV, specifically the one I posted 2 days ago, the first 5 seconds, it was pop, 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 pop. I want people to stay past the 3 seconds so that I get counted for a view. And what you'll see around second 58 is the cliffhanger. I want you to click the read more so that you go to the whole video. Aesthetics matter, but not in the way that they used to. So make it real, just don't make it ugly.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, Jasmine. How are you?
I'm doing well.
My name is Luis. I'm also a first-generation Latino, first-generation college student.
Hi.
I find your story super inspiring, and I've been following you for a little bit. I have a struggle. So I have a small agency that I manage, small social media marketing agency. I manage small business accounts.
Yes.
And so I only work with about 5 or 6 clients at a time because that's all I have bandwidth for.
Yes.
And so my biggest struggle is actually, I have great successes for them, but my biggest insecurity is my own account. So
yes.
my
I see that struggle with
socials
digital
account.
agencies, and you want to know what? What will sell your agency isn't the content you're producing for your clients, but the content you're producing for yourself. Now, if you say, I'm leading headfirst for my clients, my advice to you is to find somebody in this room who's willing to act as an apprentice. And even if you don't have money, you give them experience. And if they're really good, give them double what you would pay them in a year. And say, I'd be paying you for, we have to find creative ways to barter and win, because what you're doing right now is a short ladder. You can get 5 clients. Well, how then did you get 10? You don't get 10 without growing. And you don't grow without people knowing who you are, what it is, and building trust. And you need somebody to help you do that. I would bring somebody on to help you do that. You've already been proven. You're amazing. I like your sense of style. You're very nice. Anybody's looking for an intern and you want to hook it up, check out Luis.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Thank you. Hi.
Good morning. I admire your chutzpah.
Thank you.
Thank you for presenting. If you could please speak to the conundrum of frequency.
There is no conundrum. There's the truth.
Please.
If I went to the gym 3 times in a month and then I complain that I don't have a 6-pack, it's my fault. On Instagram, if you aren't getting the results that you want, my question to you is, how often are you showing up? Our audience speaks to us. If anybody would like or has a time, maybe you're sitting in the airport today and you would like to scroll through my Instagram feed, some posts do really well and others tank. And I'm okay with it. I look at that, I was like, I see you. That was really bad. Don't do that again. The only way you get better is by knowing what doesn't work and doubling down on what does. And the people who reach the most success aren't the most talented, aren't the richest, aren't the cutest, don't have the Instagram life. Those are the people who show up consistently to know what their audience wants, serve them well again and again and again, engages with them. So when the time to call to action to engage does come, they do. And when they do, they respond. And when they respond, they build trust. And when they build trust, they can ask for the sale. If you aren't doing all of that and you're saying Instagram doesn't work for sales, are you doing the work to get there? Consistency is the foundation for all approaches on any social platform.
So it's not an issue of frequency, it's an issue of consistency.
Yes. You choose your level of consistency. I'm not out here saying it's 14 times a week. Whatever it is you choose to do that, but also map your aspirations. If you want to get to 100,000 followers and you're posting once a week, I'm going to say you're going to get there in 10 years. You want 100,000 followers and you're posting 3 times a day and everybody's engaging again and again, you're going to get there much faster.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I also need an intern on Instagram.
Mike, we should have a workshop. Interns matching with business owners. Hi.
Hi. We've heard a lot about keeping people on platform for as long as possible with video.
Yes.
But then something I really dislike is best practice. On something like Instagram, we get told shorter video, keep it really tight. But have you seen success with a longer form video on platforms like Instagram where we're constantly being told keep video short?
If it's good, people stay. That's just facts. Like if somebody were to put, and I'm not saying they should, but if somebody were to put Star Wars or Lord of the Rings people would stay there as long as humanly possible because it's so good, it's cinematic, it's gorgeous, there's a storyline, there's a hero's journey. We're like, what, oh my gosh. But if you want to put a 35-minute talking head video that you went live and then you put it on IGTV after, okay guys, shh, kids. So what I am here to talk about today, oh, hold on, let me go Wi-Fi. Okay, so here we are. And people say long-form video doesn't work. When's the last time you watched a talking head video in the movie theater? We have to create the content that will keep us compelled. If it's good, they stay. And what I have noticed is like my people, they just really don't want to stay over 20 minutes. You will see a lot of my videos be under 6, but that's my audience, that's my capacity. I have dreams and aspirations of testing it towards 20 and 25. I could do it live, I can't do it in a produced video. Or not I can't, I have not yet done it in a produced video.
Thank
you, babe, thank you. Hi.
Hey, I just want to say love you long time. You
love you long
bring
time.
the fire, and I'm so happy that you're here.
Thank you.
Like you, I definitely believe in serve, probably serve a couple times more, and then ask for the sale.
Yes.
But my question is, once you've built that trust, do you have a rule of thumb for the percentage of your posts that should be serving versus the sale, like 90% to 10%?
There's a lot of mitigating factors. There's a lot of things going on here. It's the price point. It's how often you're open. It's how often the offer is changing. Mm-hmm. So for instance, I am founder of Social Curator, and I could talk all day, every day about it, but we're in closed enrollment. So I don't need to sell you on it. I need you to trust me. So we have built out pockets of time where it's zero ask, all give. And when it's time for the ask, I go hard. 4 weeks out of the year, I hit you hard. All the other, 52 weeks? I was homeschooled, yes? 52? 52 weeks? I know, there's some homeschooling mom. It was really offensive that you said that. Listen, mama, my mom who barely graduated high school got all of her kids through college and post-grad, so ain't no shame. I don't know how to do math. I have a calculator. There you go. How often? General rule of thumb, this is Pareto's law. I didn't make it up. 80-20. So 20% of the drivers cause 80% of the accidents. I think about this in all things in life. 80% of my content should be a give to get the 20% results that I want. But by and large, industry standard is anywhere on social you could expect a 2 to 3% return. So when people are like, I want to do a $100,000 launch and you have 300 followers, my advice is like slow your roll, build your list, and make that 2% bigger over time on multiple platforms.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, Jasmine. I've been looking forward to asking you this question for a month, so there's that. So is it possible when someone's launching a brand to leverage negative press? And so that's coming from what's happening with Diva Curl right now. Let's say someone were interested in launching like a hair, like influencer, like space, like going into that space, but they were impacted by Diva Curl, and do you see where I'm going with this?
I do see. You're asking, is it possible to do the counter opposite? Could you build a whole brand and experience around the opposite of something that had happened?
Right.
Anything is possible. We live in America.
Great.
All things are possible. It's just what foundation do you want to build your business on? Look what happened to me to make me culturally relevant, but then we wonder what's the longevity of that? Or I have a bomb brand and no matter what is happening around me, it's still going to be legit. Right. Totally up to you. If you're asking for my honest opinion, is build the brand, period. And then create social content around a social discussion, not because of a social conversation.
Okay, just to kind of follow up with that. So if the idea to build the brand was there prior to the social discussion, but then that social discussion became relevant to the process of building that brand, that's kind of the genesis of the question. So that was like an unexpected hiccup of like, oh, I was trying to do this thing, but then this other thing happened that everyone's talking about and is really bad, and I don't want that.
It sounds like you're passionate about that. That's your answer.
Okay.
I should say X and you say I'm going to do Y. Good for you. There's no wrong answer. You know your audience, you know your product, you know your gestation period, and you know how you want to launch. You do you. My objective is to give you the wrong answer so that you feel really good about the right answer. My objective is to give you the right answer so it confirms that it was the right answer. I'm just talking to make you feel something, and you know the answer, so now you just have to go and deploy against that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Corey Auden from Spartan Branding, and I have a branding question. So a lot of what you do on Instagram is based around you, like
yes.
what you have to offer. How do you brand for an agency? So like it can't just be me all the time on our Instagram. There are several of us that work with the agency. So how do you create a feeling or a brand that isn't centered on one person?
So I have a question to you. You can or you choose not to? Because you said, I can't have it like this. I always wonder, why?
Well, because I'm not Spartan branding. Like, Corey is not Spartan branding.
I get that.
So
Hey,
how do I brand
I'm out here. Listen, as a law school dropout, my only objective is to poke holes to make you feel something.
Please do.
I believe that it is who I hire as branding is always the lead in my mind. Even if I'm not hiring the lead, I want to know that the Kool-Aid that everybody else is drinking is coming from you. And so I'm not saying it should be all about you, but we have to know who is the vessel, who is the visionary, where is this coming from. To introduce more of you, I would say I would 100% do that. But to also introduce members of your team, 100% have them take over stories. Have them do a highlight post. Is there branding photographers in the room? Branding photographers. Okay, perfect. There's not very many of y'all here. Wow, you guys are like unicorns. Yes, Paige right here in the front. Connect with Paige. I believe you should have a photographer in your office once a month. I believe that one photo shoot can give you a month or 6 weeks worth of content, and the photographer will tell you this is what you should be doing. You do headshots, you do lifestyle shots, you do people cheersing with their coffee cups, you do like brainstorming meetings, you're walking out, you're wearing casual Fridays, you're talking about Netflix, whatever it is to make somebody feel something. Because we, as consumers, make logical decisions based on emotion.
So it's okay if it's an individual that's delivering it versus like an infograph.
Yeah, oh God, 1,000 times percent. The math, 64% of photos that have a human in it get higher engagement.
Okay.
So yeah, pick anybody. Interview, and no joke, my family hails from like housekeepers and gardeners. Interview them. She's the person who keeps the offices nice and clean. We're so proud of her. Her personal brand is care and paying attention to details. Psh, I'd hire you just for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. This will be the last question, but I will be sticking around after to do questions.
Hi, Jasmine.
Hi.
I thought I loved you before, but now that I know that you were also a homeschooler, I just love you even more.
Thanks, Mom.
I feel pretty confident on the work side of the social media that I do, but I feel like where I really lack is putting myself out there on my personal account, which someone else said. And I think my main fear is, what will my family members think, or my best friend, or my boss, if they see that I'm starting to put myself out there personally. So I just wanted to know, how do you overcome, I guess, that insecurity?
First things first. Never give your power away. You protect it. And somebody else's opinions of you doesn't pay your bills. You do nothing, they have an opinion. You do something, they have an opinion. Choose what you want to do. Because your job as a visionary and as a human and as a leader and as a woman and as a head is to see a future that nobody else sees. And your objective isn't to prove them wrong. Your objective is to work like no one's paying attention until somebody pays attention. Your success will silence their doubts. Don't stop working. Do you, and stop caring about the people, because the people who are closest to you reach out to you because they think that they're helping. People who love us want to protect us. So it is our objective to say, Mom, brother, husband, child, what I need from you is to believe in the crazy. I wake up every day with fears and doubts. I can't hear it from you. So if you love me, I am asking you to support me. I am asking you to keep your mouth quiet. I am asking you to support me on my really down days, and I don't want to hear what you have to say about it because I am doing this. In your doubt or in your support, I am doing it. It's hurting us, so can you help me? We must ask for the thing that we want, and if they refuse to give it, we must protect our power. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
On that note, I could not think of a better way to end this conversation. Because just like this, people will come after me after a presentation and say, Jasmine, somebody's already doing it. Jasmine, somebody already said it. Jasmine, somebody's already selling it. Jasmine, somebody's better educated. Jasmine, somebody has a bigger, better audience. And to that, I respond that the world needs you in the way that you say it. Because nobody can do what you do, how you do, when you do. You and I can stand here on the same stage and say the same thing, and somebody will hear it from you differently. So as you build your social media platforms, as you build your brand, speak up and show up knowing that other people have done it, but nobody can do it like you. Thank you 1,000 times over.
Friend, after listening to that, I bet you're fired up and inspired to build your business and your brand on Instagram. And I have just the resource to help you do that. But before I get there, I want to take a moment and give a shout out to a few people who've left the most amazing reviews. Like Latino Trojan said about the podcast, a must for anyone out there trying to start a service or personal brand online. Jasmine provides practical, action-oriented advice that everyone can implement right away. Heck yes. Another review was from Christina Maria Blog with a 5-star review. She said, Jasmine is an incredible communicator and shares invaluable wisdom. She's very intentional with her platform and does a great job at getting me motivated to take action. Oh, yes. I love, love, love this. And Patty Horde said, I started listening to your podcast yesterday, and the episode was Who Cares What They Think About Your Business? And I'm pretty sure the people at the gym thought I was cray-cray because you had me laughing out loud. Well, Patty, I am reading your review right now so my husband can hear there's proof that one person in the world thinks I'm funny. So thank you. And thank you to everybody else who leaves reviews. They are my lifeblood, and they also help us share a very powerful message. If you have the opportunity to spend 30 seconds to leave a review, it would mean the world to me. Now, you know I don't ask for something without giving a little something. So let's go back to this amazing resource to help you build your business and brand on Instagram. If you head to jasminestar.com/IG marketing guide, you'll receive an ebook explaining the 5 types of photos that foster engagement. And we'll also send you a link to download 5 free photos that you can totally use on Instagram. And then I'm going to give you an explanation how to use each of these photos on Instagram to showcase your uniqueness as an entrepreneur. So friends, this is a business no-brainer. If you want to grow your business and your following, be sure to visit jasminestar.com/IG marketing guide to download it for free. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of the Jasmine Star Show. Now, let's go and build a business and design a life we love. I'll see you next time.